Welcome back everybody. So Roland, we are now in front of some static images. The venue, the EventTech Live bespoke venue, is just being currently rendered and will be live for everybody that's watching this video. When you see it, eventtechlive.com/on-demand I think is the URL we're going to go for.
Correct.
Walk us through it. Tell us a little bit about our digital twin experience for EventTech Live.
Right then. So there's nothing like walking the walk, is there?
Absolutely.
VX, as we've said previously, is an event partner, and one of the things we do is build digital twins. So a digital twin of a physical environment or a digital twin of a slightly more ideal situation. So for you guys, I think your brief was we wanted something to invite people in pre-show.
Absolutely, yeah.
Do some promotion around the show. You've got another platform which is running online engagement and physical engagement during the show.
Yep.
And then after the show, there's everybody who registered who couldn't turn up. There's everybody who would like to have gone but couldn't get there.
Absolutely.
And then there's the audiences for future shows that we want to engage with. So for us, fairly straightforward digital twin build for us. Take Adam's brief, design the environment. So from a user point of view, it's nice to walk through, and it has all the functionality that you've asked for in it.
I can tell you now, I'm really happy.
Do you like it? So this is the first time you've seen it, isn't it?
It is actually today, and I think just earlier what we were saying, the team have really taken kind of like our graphics, our imagery, our design briefs, and really incorporated that into a bespoke build to us that, I tell you what, if this venue was ever built,
yeah,
it'd be amazing.
Would you visit?
It'd be amazing event venue. Maybe somebody will take some inspiration from it and build this in London somewhere, but or in the north or in the Midlands maybe.
It's happened already. People have built physical things after we built digital ones.
So talk us, what are we looking at here then? This is the welcome, the entrance to the lobby, right?
Yes, so we don't always do the outside of a building because virtually you don't always need the outside of a building.
Correct, yeah, I guess so.
But for you guys and for this audience, we wanted to introduce the idea of a proper digital twin, which is why we've done an exterior. So when you go into the 360s, which is the navigation path that we're going to use when you go to the live one, then you'll probably arrive in the event hub, which we're going to look at in a minute.
Awesome.
What you will though be able to do is turn around and go back out through the doors, and you'll be able to see the venue from the outside. So it gives you that full impression of it's a building, it's a place with things going on inside.
Absolutely. I think it's a nice branding exercise for venues or brands or organisers and stuff. It's really slick.
Cool. Should we carry on?
Absolutely.
Right.
So green.
So green.
So welcoming.
I mean, you're on a very sustainable platform. The building, as we saw earlier, is solar powered to a large extent.
It is, yeah.
And we have plants, but these are virtual plants, which actually have a lower carbon footprint than building a real show. But that's not the point. It's about bridging the gap between live events. So about this, it's use of space, use of light, use of environment that may be slightly bigger and fancier than something you're going to do physically.
Yeah,
but all the same, it's got to be understandable to the audience. You've got to walk in, understand the space, see what you see there, recognise it, because it actually makes the interaction, the experience of being there, the navigation a lot easier for a much wider demographic.
Yeah, it looks great. I think what it allows you to do as an organiser, as a show organiser, is really think about that first impression that you want for that audience, whether it's a returning customer, returning visitor, or maybe somebody that's come across your brand for the very first time, your event, and is engaging with this for the first time. I think it really helps you craft what look, feel and impression do I want that audience to have with this experience.
Yeah, it's a really good point, and it's something we talk about a lot, about how the environment is customisable.
Yeah.
And we use a really good render engine. So the lighting effects, the materials, the physical size of everything is rendered out at real scale. And we use natural light conditions to produce what should look like a very real experience.
Yeah, absolutely. When you actually dive into this experience on the EventTech Live website, you'll see that that lighting, that experience, it looks photorealistic, as we keep saying. And I have to give it to the VX team here for, you might see it, you'll see it when you actually experience it. The textures on the walls is part of what our graphical imagery is on our main website and things like that. And I guess what I'm excited about is as our brand evolves, we'll be able to evolve this experience in line with that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's a functional environment. We built something that looks pretty.
Yep.
Because look pretty is good, but at the same time, it's very functional. It's there to do a job. It's there to welcome people, give them an impression of the show, and give them some interaction, allow them to understand what they're going to look at, what they're going to interact with, online and live.
Yep.
So, should we go past reception?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, so we've switched around. On the 360 version, you'll be able to see the other side of this room. These obviously are static renders, as we mentioned earlier. So the 360 interactive ones are what you will see when you see this live. But again, we've kind of used some of your colours, some of your thoughts, some of your ideas, some of your development to get the look and feel of this place right.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm really excited about for us, with Event Tech Live being an extension of Event Industry News, we produce a lot of content, guides, reports, things like that. You'll see the representation there of the roll-up banners. We're going to put into that some of our content. The graphics will be representation of those guides and content, and that'll be able to be interacted with by the attendees and the audience that we have at Event Tech Live as well, right?
Absolutely. And there is a certain element of this which will be login, and a certain element of this which is just open. So I think the lobby, this area, those are the kind of places you'll be able to do as anyone visiting the website can go in and have a look round.
And there's other opportunities, isn't there, Roland, to engage people as they come into the show with recordings, welcomes from maybe key team members or maybe your stage host or whoever you had for the event?
Absolutely. We can do avatars, actual 3D avatars. We can do 3D scans of actual people. They're static. Or we can do video pins of live people. So you can click on them and they'll talk to you. It may be that when you go and look in this environment, there may be a virtual Adam, who knows?
I think one of me may be enough, but we'll see. I've always wanted to be my maybe movie moment.
It could be a movie moment. For anyone watching this video, you'll be able to go to the live version and whether Adam had his movie moment.
If you want to hear me again, that is.
Yeah. So there are other places and other spaces inside this. So the whole idea is as a hub, then you can get into where you would expect to see content. So after the live show, you've got presentations, haven't you? You've got meetings, you've got loads of information from exhibitors and sponsors that effectively you want the audience, and maybe you were there live and you want to go back and see stuff, but also that audience that wasn't there physically, that they've got something to interact with. So off from the event hub are some sensible places to go. So we've got an auditorium.
I think this is a great example of how those that are thinking about digital as a standalone or hybrid, maybe you're running an international user conference, maybe you're trying to reach a global audience. We're slightly different, we're a trade show, so like I earlier said, we're using some matchmaking and other streaming technology while the live event is on to host that. Yep. But this could be used as your event hub, right, to stream content to that digital audience, to have people interact and watching. And I think the thing I'm most excited about is that on-demand experience as well. It looks, it feels, it's our brand. It's better than sending somebody off to YouTube or Vimeo or other environments that we can't control the look and feel. We can't control what else is promoted around that, which we've had issues with in the past. So I really like this branded auditorium environment.
And I think this is the idea that they are, content delivery platforms.
Yeah.
And what this is a platform to create an environment that you interact with, that you walk into, that you look at things and you interact and you do things and you go there over time. And obviously a lot of those content platforms will feed into this.
Yep.
But it creates that environment, that area. So I've got one last room to show you.
Let's do it.
Yeah? Meeting room.
Or casino, depending on which part of the world you're in.
It does mention Vegas.
It does. I think another great opportunity to kind of promote and brand other activities or other things that you've got coming up as part of the show, or maybe you're a media owner, maybe you're a publication and you're just about to launch something, you want to promote that. It creates your own billboard opportunities, right?
For sure. So you've got the walls, you've got what you physically see. Obviously all the content in here will be interactive.
Yep.
You can have live meetings in here, we can host meetings in here, you can go to really anything that works on a browser. So anything you're going to see online, can be fitted into this. But the difference is that from a visual point of view, a lot of these live displays and things like that are an easier way to navigate and find information. It's a pleasant place to be.
Yep.
If you maximise this on your browser, you don't really know you're on a website. You're effectively there. So what we wanted is the look and feel of a place that is continuous with your brand. It's right for your audience. It looks pretty glitzy, especially as you're going to Vegas. I've mentioned Vegas, haven't I?
Are you coming to Vegas, Roland?
I think some of our staff
Maybe.
would quite like to go to Vegas. If you're watching, then maybe. So yeah, the idea is it's a meeting room. It's a representation of a meeting room. But again, it's a functional space. That's somewhere where we'll be able to interact and you guys can go and have a look on a 360 environment. So that ends the static tour of the ETL live.
It does, but they can go and engage with the live
Very
360
much.
tour now.
And the URL is going to be
EventTech Live/on-demand. That's where you'll be able to come to this environment, have a look. If you're already registered for EventTech Live London, you'll be able to quite quickly and easily access. If you're not and just want to look at this part, or if it's after EventTech Live London, you're watching this video, simple email address will send you a password or some other kind of login credentials, so it's all secure. Have a walk around and give Roland and I your feedback. Let us know.
Absolutely. Tell us what you think.
Yeah. I think if you're impressed, if you think there's something we can do differently and better, you know, I'm always interested in that.
Yeah, and a blend between the physical, the live, the online.
Yeah.
Myself and David Bedford, who is the CEO at VX, will both be presenting in London. So please do, if you can, take your time to catch us and everyone else who's presenting at ETL.
And if you missed that, it will be part of the on-demand content as well, so you can go and watch that in the auditorium.
Cool. I'm glad you liked it.
It's awesome, mate. It's really good.